Business Spotlight, brought to you by Cross Rhythms and Baba Baboon.
I'm Sonya. This is Business Spotlight in partnership with Cross Rhythms City Radio and Baba Baboon. Joining me in the studio this week, we've got the CEO and Principal of Stoke-on-Trent College, Hassan Rizvi. Hello, Hassan.
Hello, Sonia. Good afternoon, and thanks for having me again.
Thank you for coming in on Business Spotlight. I'm really looking forward to chatting to you, Hassan. It's been a long time coming. We've been waiting to have you in for Business Spotlight. So welcome. But before we go anywhere, I'd just like you to explain a little bit, please, about Stoke-on-Trent College, if you can.
Absolutely. So thank you once again. So Stoke-on-Trent College, we are the anchor institution of the city. Over 2 campuses, one in Colden, one in Burslem. Mm-hmm. What we try and do is to give young people and adults an opportunity to come along in line with their career aspirations, get into the courses they wish to do, and have a very clear career pathway to progress onto. In terms of adults, it's pretty much similar. However, on top of that, where adults want to either upskill, retrain, or it may be their first steps coming back to education after a gap and so on, they're more than welcome to come across any of our 2 campuses, enroll on any of our courses, and we'll support them, and that's what we do.
So as this is Business Spotlight then, Hassan, how does the college work with the local business community then? How do you sort of make that connection?
We work as a college with over 200 employees on various things, starting from curriculum, planning and input, then delivery, work placements, industry placements. Our approach is that our curriculum is adapted and modified in line with what the employers need. And therefore, employer engagement is absolute focus for whatever we do. Like I said, we have very good engagement by the employers, but we are always looking for more and more employees. And I think one of the key things that the feedback that we hear from the employers now more and more, there is kind of 2 parallel requirements by the employers. One is the technical vocational knowledge of the young person or an adult, which is the core need of the business, depending on the nature of the business. But also one of the challenges, the wider skills that the employers are looking for. So for example, team working, confidence, social skills, they are extremely important. And a lot of employers tell me, actually, those skills, if not as important as the core vocational technical skills, probably more important as well, because we can train somehow people on the tools and so on.
Yeah.
But it is that fundamental, basic, wider skills that they definitely need. And that is where the college works with the employers, not only the technical vocational side, in terms of how do you see your employee and what we as a college, during the qualification period or the time that they spend in the college, what we as a college can do to get that young person ready for the job as soon as they finish their course. So extremely important. Just as an example, later this evening, we are actually hosting our thank you dinner for some of our core skills pledge partners, as we call them. And they're coming to the college, and we're actually thanking them for their input into our curriculum, planning, delivery, and beyond.
So I'm just going to ask you to elaborate on that, if you can actually, Hassan. What is a pledge partner then? What does that actually mean, and what is the involvement from an organisation?
So like I said, we have over 200 employers that we work with. Some, for example, where our students go for industry placement or work experience, other come and deliver master classes. But then, and we are absolutely grateful to all of them, and we would want to involve all of them. But then we have also a core partners, like I said, 20, and there is not a fixed number. It is actually growing as we go along. So at the start of earlier in the academic year, we had 14. So currently we are at 20. 3 are signing up today.
Brilliant.
New partners based on different skills needs. It could be construction, engineering, and so on, and manufacturing, IT, digital. These partners have a commitment with us. They actually, on our skills advisory panels within the college, they sit with us, go through with the curriculum design and specifications, and have a very clear input that this is what I need on the shop floor that I have, the factory, the industry, and so on.
Yeah.
So that is the starting point. And then beyond that, they involve in master classes, the work experience, And then there is a constant link and management of if there is any adaptation needed in view of new technologies emerging and so on. So we work with them in order to make sure that the learners that we have, like I said, are actually job ready.
Yeah.
So that's how we, those skills pledge partnership works. And it, like I said, it is an open thing. We are always looking for more and more based on the skills needs. But we're really proud. We wouldn't be here and giving our learners the experience, the skills and the knowledge if we weren't working with these employees widely the way we are. So this is absolutely critical for us.
And then just going on from that as well, I'm just going to ask you, is there any particular, when you're on about skills and everything and, working with all these different organisations locally, is there any particular sector where there's more, say, barriers with skills, or is it just pretty average across the board?
I think if you look at the local skills improvement plan, there are clearly certain key skills gaps areas like construction, engineering, advanced manufacturing, clean energy now, and the new draft includes clean energy as well. Then also there are digital, obviously, and media. But on top of that, there are some local needs as well, cross-cutting themes, like, for example, the digital skills, which are absolutely critical now for everyone. Doesn't matter which, the age we are in and where we are going. So there are certain cross-cutting themes like digital, basic literacy and numeracy. But also, while we are, as a college, we are facilitating to help with that skills gap locally, regionally and nationally. But on top of that, we also have a certain dynamics of the city of Stoke-on-Trent itself.
Yeah.
And that is where the college also plays an extremely important part in terms of offering all young people and adults, pretty much in some cases, their first step into education and training. So, for example, courses like ESOL, basic maths and English. And then when we do that, we then start to offer them the vocational or technical vocational pathways in line with their aspirations as well. So it's almost two parallel tracks really. One is the higher level technical vocational skills that we offer as a college, be it the typical vocational qualification or through apprenticeship routes, absolutely critical now. And we have a significant apprenticeship provision as well. Alongside those basic almost starting skills, and then they can go on progress. We have a number of students, both young people and adults, who started with us at a level 1 or entry level courses. Some of them have already gone past university, as you imagine, or now on level 3 or level 4 qualifications, in line with their career aspirations. So it really is what the city needs, what is the individual aspiration, and the college aims, working with those employers, as you mentioned earlier, aims to deliver that for the city and hopefully helping our city moving in terms of social mobility, more opportunities, economic growth, and so on and so forth.
And do you see it as well, working with, businesses locally as well and young people, students and everything? Do you see, is there opportunities which may arise for students which they might not even understand that there's those particular career opportunities there? Are the students also learning in the other way to understand what is actually involved in working for, whether it's a manufacturing or whether it's a digital company? Exactly. Is it opening those gaps?
That really is very important. And I'll start off by giving you an example. Typically, when you talk about NHS, a general impression if you are into more of those medical science related career aspirations, that is where NHS is one of the biggest organizations. It has its own IT, the human resource, the management information systems and so on. So when we have guest speakers, for example, from NHS, our local hospital, for some students, it's actually almost sometimes an eye-opener that, I didn't see NHS like that. I only thought of if I wanted to be a doctor or a nurse or radiography and so on, that's where NHS is. So it is absolutely by engaging with these employers, by those employers coming to us and us interacting with our students, obviously, and the employers, it really is an eye-opener for a lot of our learners and beyond, because they find out that, the opportunities are really diverse.
Yeah.
There are a lot of them as well. And it is at the back of what they aspire to do. There is always a way. There is, if they continue to work hard and focus on what they want to do, there are opportunities.
And you mentioned as well where we are now. I mean, everything can be instant, and different technologies coming into play, whether it's in digital or other aspects like in manufacturing.
Exactly.
I mean, how does the college sort of keep up with that as well, with all those advancements? I know you mentioned advanced manufacturing earlier, but how does the college keep up with that? And again, is it working closely with businesses as well? Does that help with all of that?
Exactly. So again, I think there are few aspects to it, or few angles to it. First of all, our mantra is skills ready, future ready. The way the technological advancements, as you know, are taking place, and you just mentioned, we don't know what would be the jobs like in 10 years' time, a lot of jobs. With the coming of the age of AI now, there is a constant challenge there as well. Having said all of that, we have seen that this evolution has happened in the past as well, from, right through the Industrial Revolution or before and onwards. I think what we focus is that we believe that if we offer our learners, working with the employers, the right skill set, that capacity and capability of critical thinking, it is always easy to adapt. That is one thing. The other thing is, every technology, every new technology especially, as I'm sure we have all been there before, we heard that AI is coming and this is the threat and this is the opportunity. I think we certainly as a college, but I think broadly, we should look at what is the positives that technology is offering. And as long as we are teaching and educating our learners, there is always a positive and a bit of a risky or negative, so to say, side of everything. It is how we use it.
Yeah.
So one of the things, for example, in terms of AI we do is that we are already, both to our staff as well, actually, it's new for all of us, and to the students, that yes, absolutely the technology is there. It is the choices that we have to make how we use the technology. And that is how we try and, get involved and hopefully pursue. Then in terms of, like you said, advanced manufacturing, the typical technological advancements, which are in many ways have been and continue to change the way these industries and factories work, their workforce requirements and so on and so forth. So first of all, like I said, fundamentally, as long as someone needs an employee, a human being, there is a core skill set which I talked about earlier. That doesn't change. While these technologies offer us all the things that they do in terms of, running the business, but end of the day, someone still has to operate it. Someone still has to manage people, wherever they are, and the processes and so on and so forth. So the need for the human or our learners or a wider workforce, it may shift in different proportions, but for now, it will remain there. And like I said, it is always that you move on to the next level and you adapt that workforce through that skills and training to meet the challenges of the new technology and actually be part of it rather than being away from it.
I think that's key as well, isn't it, to be part of it?
Exactly right.
So I think there you get more involved. But can you just elaborate a little bit? Because we've had many different businesses in here as well, and they talk about AI and digital. But can you elaborate on the manufacturing, on the advanced manufacturing side of what the college does?
Yes, exactly. So we recently inaugurated, and thanks to the City Council, the college was given a grant of close to £2.5 million, and we used it for building our advanced green construction centre. Now, that is an absolutely state-of-the-art construction centre, which is delivering training and courses on modern construction methods, includes air source heat pump, ground source heat pump, solar panels, thermal. There's also an element of motor engineering in terms of electric vehicle charging.
Okay.
In terms of construction, as you know, there is a need for the homes more and more, both locally and widely. And there is a lot of plans and construction already going on in Stoke-on-Trent and wider. So the whole idea of that facility is really to work with the employers, offer the bespoke training that they need for their employees, so they are ready to deliver these new homes, basically, with the training that they need. So that is really an excellent initiative, and we are already working with a lot of employers, locally and nationally as well. But I think this is just advanced, construction methods is really one example how we are really engaging with the employers and the businesses, as you said. And the core bit of our Stoke-on-Trent College's approach is really that while we have a, so to say, menu of courses that we regularly deliver, but our message to the employees, my message to the employees is, please, if you think that your business need anything specific, bespoke, for your workforce, come and speak to us. We will work with you, try and create a bespoke program for what you need, and deliver it with yourselves as well. Yes, there sometimes can be challenges depending on the nature of it. Won't shy away from that. But what I can assure that we will do our best to make sure that we, working with you, deliver the skills and knowledge that you need for your workforce. And also not only in terms of delivering that right knowledge, but we'll also work around in terms of how we deliver that in terms of, for example, cost. There are a lot of opportunities where, not everywhere, but there are opportunities that where we have a flexibility that we can support you around that as well. But please do come, because this is why we exist, these learners and the employers. And if we are not delivering, and that's my belief and the college's mission, that if we are not doing something which is actually helping the economy, helping these young people and adults to get into those jobs, what are we really doing? So that's how I see it.
One last question then, Hassan. If somebody out there, a business, does want to come and approach the college, what is the best way for those to get in touch with the college? Is it to go via the website, or is it to just pop on? Is there a reception at the campuses, or? Exactly.
So happy for you just to pick up the phone, call the college and say, I want to meet someone, and they will direct you. You're more than welcome to come to the campus. I would suggest, like I said, you don't know the person you are meeting, so it's always good to make an appointment beforehand or make an arrangement. And it's even better because I either myself, depending of what is the requirement, or one of my team members, if they already know this is what it is about, then we can almost pre-plan and arrange a meeting and take it from there. We work very closely with the Chamber of Commerce, Staffordshire. That's another way of getting in touch through them as well. So please feel free. But look, we are open. We have 2 campuses. I would like to think there is absolutely no doors. Come along, talk to us, and we'll tell you exactly how we can help you and what we can do. So it really is an open offer. Like I said, it may be not we can do everything, but the spirit is we absolutely are here to help the businesses.
And work together.
Work together.
Hassan, thank you so much for coming on Business Spotlight. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Thank you very much for having me. Like I said, it's been brilliant, and thank you once again.
Thank you. That's Hassan Rizvi, CEO and Principal of Stoke-on-Trent College, here on Business Spotlight with me, Sonya Farrell.
Business Spotlight, shining a light on our local business community. Brought to you by Cross Rhythms and Baba Baboon.